I told the entire world about this 15, 16 years ago. What we were exposing was that they didn't want Christians evangelizing Muslims or handing out tracts or anything, right? But they couldn't just make a rule saying Christians aren't allowed to distribute materials. So they just made a rule and they said no one's allowed to hand out materials, but then they only enforced it on Christians.
All right, David Wood with my friends Paul and Antonio here. We're not actually going to go into the festival right now because we know automatically they're going to lock us up no matter what we do. They'll lie about us. It's just the way of life here in Dearborn if you're a Christian. So we brought a case of copies of the Gospel of John in English and Arabic. We're going to try standing outside of the festival and handing some of them out. I suspect they're going to stop us even then, but we'll see. We hope that there's no problems. Look at this. They weren't here 3 minutes. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, sir. Okay.
I'm going to have you turn off the camera.
Okay.
Okay, and you're going to have to walk with me, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead and hand me the camera.
So.
I appreciate it. I'll turn it off. Okay, you're going to have to come out.
All right, as you just saw, two of my friends walked over to the Arab Festival, outside of the Arab Festival, and tried to distribute copies of the Gospel of John in English and Arabic, and they were stopped immediately outside the festival. You didn't see what happened afterwards, but they took us to the security booth, they photographed us, they took our IDs, got the information, took our camera, his cell phone for a little while. They let us go and just explain the rules to us, but what the rule is, it seems, is not that you can't distribute copies of the Gospel of John inside the festival. It also applies outside the festival. They told us we would have to go at least 5 blocks away if we wanted to distribute anything. So this is getting very interesting, Dearborn. Let's look at some of the places where you are not free to hand out information on a public sidewalk here in Dearborn.
Hi, I'm on the corner of Kingsley and Warren, and I just want to say that I will be arrested in Dearborn, USA, on the corner of Kingsley and Warren if I hand this out.
I'm on the corner of Warren and Emanon or something like that. I'm a former Muslim, and I am not free to give a gospel of Jesus Christ here in Dearborn.
Hey, I'm here on the corner of Warren and Frida in Dearborn, Michigan, United States. And if I were to take this Gospel of Jesus Christ by St. John, and hand it out to anyone on the street, I will be put in jail again.
Well, now I'm about 1 trillion miles away from the Arab Festival on the corner of Warren and Wyoming. And if I walk a little bit past this intersection, I will finally have the freedom here on a public street in the United States of America to hand out a copy of the gospel. That's where I have to go. So I just hope that Americans will start paying attention to what's going on here in Dearborn. Name me any city in the United States where I could not stand on a public street outside the festival where I could not hand out information about my beliefs. You won't find one. But I hope you pay attention to what's going on in America, because something's not right here.
They're doing these workarounds, which were, all for basic. They're implementing Sharia in a way that they could pass it off as they're not implementing Sharia. Now people are all of a sudden, hey, look, they got the prayer blasting over the call to prayer blasting over the loudspeaker. What's going on here? Is something going on in Dearborn? How come I can keep warning everyone 15, 16, 17 years ahead of time exactly what's going to happen, and then everyone's shocked when it happens? I'm not shocked. I'm shocked that it's taking this long for people to pay attention.
Dearborn, Michigan is going to be most likely the next stop. That's going to be the next stop. And it won't just be me. It'll be the whole crew. David Wood, hopefully IP. IP's always really busy, but gonna try to get IP to come. Maybe AP as well. Maybe John McCrae. We're gonna get some folks vocab. We're gonna come out there. How about naming it the Dearborn Again Tour? Hey, y'all nice with it with these names, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Cook on, brother. God bless. I like that. The Dearborn Again Tour. Guys, like I said before, we don't have official dates, but we are planning to make a Dearborn Again tour, a Dearborn trip. We're going to bring the whole crew out there. We're going to spread the gospel, preach to the Muslims, preach to the non-believers, and really ignite a fire within the believers and Christians around there to stand up, man. Stand up, speak out, be bold. They're bold enough to throw on their little call to prayer at 5 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. Be bold enough to speak out against it. Be bold enough to pray in the streets. Be bold enough to glorify Christ in the middle of the streets and the halls, just like they're loud enough to do what they're doing. You be loud too. Don't let Satan outdo you.